Chapter 897. When they saw the desperate look on Elaine's face, the police officers quickly exchanged glances with one another. After that, the police officer who was playing the hero asked, "Elaine, we can consider letting you go, but there are some issues that we would have to discuss with you first. First of all, if we really do allow you to go home today, then what are you going to tell your family if they ask you about your whereabouts for the past 2 days?" Elaine hurriedly replied, I will tell them, for the past these 2 days. Elaine hesitated for a long time without saying anything at all. This was because she did not know what to say or how she should explain things to her husband and daughter when she got home. After all, she has already disappeared for 2 days and 2 nights for no reason at all. What was even more important was the fact that there was not a single spot on her body which has not been beaten up at all. Furthermore, Elaine also lost her 2 front teeth and she looked very miserable at this time. The police officer who was playing the hero looked at Elaine before he said indifferently, "Why don't we do this then? I will give you an idea about what you should tell your family. After that, we will discuss this matter and decide if we want to let you go after we are done with our deliberation. When you go home, you can tell your husband, daughter, and son-in-law that you joined an MLM organization and this MLM organization brainwashed you and asked you to commit a fraud at the bank. After that, you were caught and arrested by the police." Elaine nodded quickly as she blurted out, "Officer, don't worry. As long as you are willing to let me go, I'll follow all of your instructions and tell my family members that is the reason why I was missing for the past 2 days. I won't say a single word about this matter at all. I won't cause any delay or interference in this case." The police officer nodded slightly before he said, "All right then, we will discuss this matter among ourselves before we come up with a decision. We will send you back to the detention center now. If we decide to release you after our discussion, then the detention center will handle all the formalities and release you directly." Elaine hurriedly asked, "Officer, will you decide not to let me go in the end?" The police officer who was playing the villain slammed his hands on the table before he yelled, "I have already told you that we are going to discuss this matter first. You should just go back to the detention center and wait patiently for the results of our discussion. There is no room for you to bargain here." Elaine did not dare to say anything else after she heard the police officer's words. She could only nod as she replied in a trembling voice, "Then, should I go back and wait for news from you, officer?" "Yes." The police officer who was playing the villain replied coldly, "We will ask one of our comrades to drive you back to the detention center now. You must remember not to say a word about this matter at all as soon as you step out of this door." Elaine nodded resolutely before she promised, "Don't worry. I won't say a word about this matter at all even if you kill me." After that, 2 police officers drove Elaine back to the detention center. Elaine was very depressed on the way back to the detention center. She really did not expect there to be such a big reason and a whole entire scheme behind this incident. This was a very serious and important matter, and it was completely impossible for her to confront that bastard Alex so that she could settle the score with him. If she accidentally said or revealed anything about this matter, the police officer would definitely arrest her and lock her up in the detention center again. If that really happened, Elaine did not know when she would ever be released from the detention center then. Just as Elaine was being transported back to the detention center, Trump was looking for an opportunity to meet up with Nat Arya again. He had enjoyed a very delicious home-cooked meal at home with Nat Arya last night. Furthermore, Nat Arya was the one who had cooked and prepared dinner for them last night. Therefore, Trump was in a very good mood today. He decided to send Nat Arya a text message early in the morning, inviting her to go back to visit the old university, which was their alma mater, to refresh their memories of the past. As soon as Nat Arya saw Trump's invitation to visit their alma mater, she hurriedly agreed to it without any hesitation.